Hello artists! Today we are going to create a cacti still life. Cacti grow in very harsh and hot environments. There are many different types of cacti, and they come in many different forms. They also grow in many different ways. Some grow on top of each other, while others grow as a new plant. Some have really pretty flowers at the top that then turn into more cacti. A lot of people have their cacti at home because they are very easy plants to take care of. What is a still life? A still life is what we are going to be creating today. Traditionally, a still life is an image of something of life that is sitting on a table. And because it is of life, it is painted in the moment. So it is still. It is an image that is not moving. And normally there's some kind of vase or something that the image of life is sitting inside of. So do you see how the pear is sitting on the table? And in this image, what is of life? We have the leaves. What else is of life? We have it looks like tomatoes, and they're sitting in a bowl, and those bowls are sitting on a table. And we got a little pretty dragonfly there. And that is what a still life is. Hello, artists! Today we are going to be making a cacti still life, and I thought this would be a nice fun lesson if you wanted to give it away to somebody for Mother's Day. You can definitely do that because it's a nice lesson that have plants in them. Kind of really cool to give to somebody, or you can keep it. So we are going to work on that today. We are going to work on our bottom of our pots today, and then if we have time, we will start making the cacti, the different kinds of cacti for the lesson. And I was going to bring in some of my cacti to show you some real life examples of what they look like. So let's get started. We have some geometric shapes and some organic shapes that we're going to be making today. Remember, organic shapes are shapes that are made by nature. So they're like very rounded shapes, not very perfect. Geometric shapes are shapes that are made by humans. So humans create these straight lined shapes that are very geometric, like squares, circles, triangles, and shapes like that. So we're going to be making our lines to create some organic and geometric shapes, along with some really nice and fun patterns for the planters. So the first thing that we are going to do is we are going to get 3 pieces of paper for the planters. If you are at home, you can use construction paper. I'm just using small squares. You could use construction paper, or you could use white paper instead. That white paper then you can color in and then glue them together. So you still have some options at home to create this lesson. Each of these are going to be split in half. You can decide how you want to. So I'm going to fold each of these papers right in half. 1, and you can fold this one to make it tall, or you can fold it to make it wide. 2 and 3. And what we're going to do is we're going to turn them into little planters. And we might have to edit them and fix them to make them that. So I'm going to show you how we're going to do that to each of them. So let's zoom in. Now, one of my planters is just a straight line planter. Now you could use a pencil to do this. I'm going to use a marker to show you better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a straight line that goes straight down. Kind of like right in the middle of that paper. Then I'm going to make a little lip that goes to the left. Then it goes straight up. And then it ends all the way at the folded line. Now remember, I'm cutting on the folded line. See this folded line? That's where I'm going to cut. So now I'm going to take my scissor and I'm going to cut this shape out. And there's my first planter. Now I'm probably going to want to create on the side that doesn't have any marker on it. So there's my first one. I can put that one to the side. Give me a thumb. Let's wait for everybody. Give me a thumb up when you have your first planter. Okay, moving on to the next planter. This time I'm going to make one that has a curved bottom. Now remember, I'm starting in the folded side. I don't want to work on this side, so I'm going to make a curved line. Kind of starting from the bottom, a curved line. So it's a curved pot. And make a line that goes up, a line that goes out to the left, up again, and then all the way to the end. And then I'm going to cut that out. Now it might be a little too wide, but we'll find out. I'm going to cut on the inside of the line that I made so that I don't want the black line in my artwork. All right, that looks pretty good. I'm gonna wait for my students who are done with their first two planters. Okay, I'm gonna put those two to the side, and then I'm going to grab my third one. This one's going to be at a diagonal line. So I get my marker or pencil ready. I make a diagonal line, kind of right in the middle of this paper. I make a line that goes out, a line that goes up, and a line that goes all the way to the folded line. And then I cut on the diagonal line. And I cut. I can always turn my paper as I cut and cut that off. And now I have my other planter. So I have 1, 2, and 3 planters. So for the rest of class, we are going to design our planter. Next time we can put them all together. So right now what I'm going to do is I am going to make some patterns and designs on my cacti. So I can get my markers, my crayons, and my color pencil. And I can start with any of the ones that you want to start with. So I'm going to start by making some lines and some patterns. I can make a straight line. And remember, patterns do repeat. So if I'm making a pattern, I want it to repeat. So I can make a line, wavy line. Maybe your patterns are different. You can make different patterns. Dotted line. And then I'll repeat. Straight line. Wavy line. Dotted line. And then I can add some of my colors in if I want to add color to the patterns. Maybe this time it has big polka dots. Maybe the next one is triangles. And loopy lines, or swirly lines. Zigzag lines. And back to dotted line. Until I run out of room. Okay, now that one is done, I'm going to move on to the next one, and I can kind of zoom out to keep the other ones in the picture. This time, let's do a different pattern. Let's do a fun square pattern. And I can make some diagonal lines that go at different angles on these square patterns. Get creative with it. What patterns can you make that are different? And then I can go and color some of those in. I really want you to take your time when you're working on these and try something new. Try to create some really new fun designs and really get into it today. And I don't want you to rush. I want you to take your time and really design some really fun planters. If you want to make some extra ones too, you can totally make some more if you're done. And you can make some more fun designs with your planters. But we're going to take our time with this today. I can pause the video here for students who need to take more time, because on this purple one, we're gonna try some new patterns that we've never made before. So I'm gonna put these to the side. We're gonna try some new patterns, new fun, what's called Zentangle patterns. Okay, now that those were a nice warm up, we're going to make some really fun patterns on this one. So I'm going to make some diagonal lines, make 3 diagonal lines on that one. And then this time I'm gonna make those lines go straight diagonal, or straight line, straight horizontal, sorry. And then I'm gonna do 3 diagonal, 3 straight, 3 diagonal. And then when I go to the next row, these ones are going to be straight. So they're the opposite of the ones before. And these are diagonal. Straight. Diagonal. Straight. You can continue that pattern if you would like to. That's a really fun pattern to continue. I'm gonna do a different pattern this time. This time I'm gonna take some space, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make bumps. And in that bump, I'm gonna make another bump. I'm gonna do the same thing, make a bump, and then a little, like, they look like little rainbows. And then in the middle of those rainbows is going to be another rainbow. So in the middle. Kind of attaches to the last rainbow. And you can keep building off of those rainbow lines with more lines. And then in the middle of those is more bumps. So see how they're in the middle? And then over here they're in the middle, so I go right there and it's in the middle. You don't have to do that one if you think it's too hard, but if you want to challenge yourself, it's definitely a nice, fun pattern to try. It's actually I believe it's definitely an Asian pattern. Okay. Then I'm gonna move on, I'm gonna go back to this pattern here. I'm gonna make 3 diagonal lines and 3 straight lines. And then when I move on to the next one, it's going to be 3 straight lines, 3 diagonal lines, 3 straight lines, 3 diagonal lines, 3 straight lines, 3 diagonal lines, and 3 straight lines to end. And I'm going to do those bumps again on the bottom. And then the next one goes right on top. Kind of look like little scallop lines. So yeah, there's my 3 little pots that I made. So you can make more if you would like to make more, if it's the end of class and we still have some time. I'm gonna let you guys go ahead and make some more, but next week we're gonna go over the cacti, and we're going to create the cacti, and then we're going to glue them all down. Great job today. Oh, don't forget, before we leave, we want to make sure we put our name on the back, so put your name and code on the back of each of the little pots that you make. And I do encourage that you make more if you would like to make more.